Hi everyone, I'm Tammy Winbauer with Next Home Legendary Properties.
And I'm Stephanie Ebach with eLending Now.
So Steph and I are here at Shady Ln in Mandan at this awesome property that we'll talk a little bit more about later. But Steph's going to answer some great questions for us. Maybe you have thought about buying a home, but maybe you're renting right now. And so she's going to give us some ideas on what you might like to do to get going in the market. So Steph, how much money do you need down to get a home?
So Tammy, it really depends upon what type of a program that we're looking at. There's a huge misconception out there, especially with first-time home buyers, that they have to have 20% down. And 20% down is great if you are able to eliminate private mortgage insurance, but it's not what you have to have as a down payment to get into your house. We have 0 down programs, 3% down programs, 5% down programs. All depends upon what's going to be best for your situation.
Awesome. So if I'm had a home loan before and I'm wondering, like, what do I need to qualify?
So if you've never applied for a home loan, we're going to walk you through exactly what it takes to get you qualified. So the first thing we're going to do is pull your credit report, look at your credit scores. We have programs out there as low as 600 for a credit score.
Wow.
Yep. And we're going to take a look at your debt to income ratios because we want to make sure that this house is going to be affordable for you before you purchase it.
That's awesome. So that's great to know. What about as far as any kind of credit history that they need?
Sure. We do look for trade lines. So if you have somebody out there that's a younger person, like maybe they're in their early 20s and want to buy their first house and they haven't really established credit yet. Like maybe they have a student loan out there, but that's the only thing that's on their credit report. We're going to look for traditional or non-traditional trade lines. And what I mean by that is if they are out renting, we can get a trade line verification from their landlord. And we could do a cell phone. What we're looking for there is to show that they have a 12-month history with no lates.
Awesome. So this is sounding like it's not as hard as some people might think.
Correct. Sometimes it's easier than you think to get into a home. It's just a matter of starting that first step.
Awesome.
Applying. This home is absolutely darling. I think it's a must-see for people. It's maintenance free on the outside. It's all brick, and I think that's huge, whether you're a first-time home buyer or buying a second home or looking at getting into it as an investment property, because you don't have to worry about hail damage on the outside and having to replace that siding. So I think that's a huge plus for this house.
It is. It is. And here's the kicker. This home also has an apartment below it that you can rent out. So currently this house is listed for $239,900 and the renter is paying $750 and he wants to stay. So he's in the basement. It comes with a renter. So for this scenario, if somebody was a first-time home buyer, there's definitely, there's a lot we can talk about with this scenario, but would you want to walk us through, like, what kind of payment would they have?
Okay, so just based off of the $239,900 that Tammy said this house is listed for, there's different programs that are going to have different payments depending upon how much you're putting down or not. I took a look at a VA program, and I think that payment was coming in right at about $1,650. And that is 0 down, so if you're VA eligibility, that's an awesome program for you. And then there's like a 3% conventional that we can take a look at, or there's FHA programs. So even if you're looking at that $1,650, I mean, if you think about it, $700, $750 from the renter below is going to net you a payment of $900 for a 2-bedroom house. You can't even pay rent in Bismarck for that. I mean, I think you're looking at right around $1,200 probably for a 2-bedroom to rent.
And something this size,
right,
and with a double garage.
Yeah, and if you see Luke in the background, you can even have a dog. So lots of options. That's the nice thing about this property for sure, is that you can offset your payment. And as far as qualifications goes, there are different programs out there that may allow you to offset that program as far as debt to income ratios go. So it's definitely something we can take into consideration.
Did we talk about equity yet?
Equity.
How you're building your equity.
Okay, so equity. So a lot of it's going to depend upon how you start out your loan. If you're doing 0 down, you're not going to have any equity starting out with. 3% down is going to give you that 3% equity. Every time you make a payment, your payments are going towards principal and interest. So starting out, your interest is going to be more than your principal, but as you make payments, that's going to continue to change. Appreciation on your house should go up every year. So your equity is going to be the difference between what you owe and what your house value is at.
So say in 5 years, maybe you want a single family problem. You could, in theory, you could even still keep this
Sure.
and use the equity that you have in this home.
Potentially. It's going to depend upon what the market is doing, how much you can pull out or not pull out, but that doesn't mean you can't get into the next home with a little down payment as well. So there's definite options out there.
Awesome. We have one other thing we have to talk about.
Here it comes.
Here it is. Interest rates.
Oh.
So we've seen a little fluctuation lately
Yes,
that
we have.
we weren't used to.
Yeah, so we have seen some increase in interest rates. And if I could shake my magic 8-ball and tell you what's going to happen in the future, your guess is as good as mine. Predictions are that rates are going to increase, and we're going to continue to see them increase. The Fed is talking about doing a couple of more rate increases before the end of the year, which in turn could affect the mortgage rates. We anticipate that they're going to continue to rise. So it is a good time to buy before they do get higher, do go higher. But if you're looking at like a 1% increase in interest rates, you'll see a bigger difference for sure.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Stephanie Ebach from eLending Now.
You're very welcome.
Again, I'm Tammy Winbauer with Next Home Legendary Properties. And, I'd love to show you this property. I'd love to show you any other property that you're interested in. And you can look for more videos to come.
Thanks. Have a great day.